I'm a veterinarian, and as part of the team that created Vetstoria, some 5 or 6 years ago. We now have, about sort of 1,000 sites working with Vetstoria across the globe, in 12 different countries. And there is not one state in the US that hasn't got at least, one veterinary clinic utilizing our services. So what I'm going to do is I know your time is precious, so I'm going to try and, I'm sorry guys, I think there's quite a bit of background noises. I don't know if somebody's not muted. Oh yeah, that's better. Actually, I'm not sure that it is. Matt, I don't know if everybody's muted.
I'm muting people.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Please be sure to be muted, everyone. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you very much. So, what I'd like to show you is going to be in 3 small parts, taking about 5 minutes each. The first part being sort of to show you how the clients will, the pet owners will find the online booking system. Second part will be to take you through the booking process itself. And finally, we will go through sort of the tools that we make available to you, the vet clinic, to manage your online booking. So, I mean, if I first look at, the way in which the clients will find you, Vetstoria will be able to integrate itself into all of your communication channels. Okay, the first one is, of course, the website. So if I go into sort of, our first vet, user actually is a, vet named John Yonka. And he's got a very, nice website, and on it there's a big online booking button. And if I click on it, I will be redirected to a page, which hosts the online booking. Okay, so you can see here, this, sort of, blue and gray, box, is what Vetstoria provides. Okay, it's very subtly say, powered by Vetstoria. Okay. I'm sorry, Matt. I can still hear sort of quite a lot of background noise. I don't know if there's somebody sort of eating soup or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm on it. We have 2 people popping on. I'm monitoring it.
Fair enough. Yeah, thank you. Okay. So, we've got, sort of this is where the booking process will be made. And as you can see, it integrates perfectly within the website. Okay, so that the client, feels really in confidence that, they're not taking away from the website. They really are, sort of, part of the experience. And if there is a promotion on your website or other means of reaching you, for example, the email, the email, the address, the phone number, etc., the clients can, really sort of, get onto it and book the appointment, whichever way they want. Okay, so that's one way, which is a deep integration into your website. Now, of course, not all clients will, stream online to get to your website. And one of the, very interesting form of communication that we've got nowadays is, of course, Facebook. Okay, so if I go to the, John Yonka, page on Facebook, what you can see is that there is a Book Now button. Okay, so this button, if I click on it, will redirect to what we call the external link, for, Vetstoria. Okay, and this is a very mobile-friendly, platform. You can see it's very responsive and will adapt to any screen size. And we can copy and paste this link and place it really anywhere we like. Okay, so this is Facebook for the Book Now button. But we can also put it, in a Facebook post itself. Okay, so let's, if I, actually this is a comment, it's not a post. Give me a second, where can I write a post? Okay, so I might have to go quickly to my own Facebook page here. So if I was to, copy this link into, a post on my own Facebook page, as you can see, I then, remove, the code. And I've created a button called Companion Vetco Appointment Scheduling. Okay, and then I can write a post. And let's imagine it is something about, let's say, you've got a puppy with parvoviruses in the hospital. You might want to report this to the community, explain how contagious this is, and how easy it would be to protect your dog against it. You would then end up your post by saying that, every single owner of a dog that's not vaccinated should click the button below to book an appointment. And, to provide that kind, of call to action to your clients will make a big difference in between just being sensitized to, the post, to actually coming and getting their dog vaccinated and potentially saving their lives and bringing you a little bit of business. Okay? So now what I've shown you for Facebook here also applies to other platforms, such as Instagram or Twitter. And importantly, to the vaccination reminders. Okay, so when you send reminders, via Vetter or possibly other platforms such as Vetstoria, for example, we can integrate with these, okay, and place a booking link into all the communication sent to the clients. So that's how we integrate, okay, and there's this duality in between a very versatile integration with an external mobile link and the very much integrated widget onto your website. Now, I'm going to move on to the second part of this demo, which is to show you how an appointment is booked online, okay? So this is a demonstration link, okay? It is linked to a Vetter software, okay, but not one that is a client-facing. So as you can see, there is a progress bar on the top, which shows that the process is divided in 4 steps. Now, why do we do this? We like the process to be as mobile optimized as possible. It is a very critical thing. You must know that about 50 to 75% of all our bookings are made via a mobile phone. And this percentage is gently increasing. Okay, so in a few years, it is quite possible that every single appointment will be booked online via a mobile phone. Okay, so that's what we're striving to achieve. And we divide the process into 4 bite-size, screen-size, processes, so that the client has the most, comfortable experience possible without having to scroll down their phone. So the first step is going to be to give us some information about why they want to come and what they're going to come with. Okay, so how many pets? Okay, if they were to come with 2 pets, we ask them to ask the questions afterwards. What's the species of the pet? Okay, is it a pocket pet? Is it a dog or a cat? Okay, it goes without saying that, all of these steps are fully customizable by yourself. Okay, and not only you can, of course, choose the list of, species that will come, but we can associate, rules that will apply. Okay, so for example, should you run a cat-only clinic on the Thursday afternoon, dogs, should not be allowed to book an appointment at this time. If you've got only one doctor, for example, that like to see pocket pets and not the others, then of course, that should be at separate times as well. Okay, so, this will come here. Then for each species of animal, we have the possibility to have a list of appointment types. Okay, so is it a vaccination? Is it an injured, pet? Is that going to be laser treatment or acupuncture? It could be anything you like. Okay. Now, any of these choices will also come with their own scheduling rules. Okay, when they occur, who with, and how long will the appointment take? Okay, so let's go for a vaccination, a cat here. And then finally, when appropriate, we can also give the choice of the vet. Now, once the client has filled these questions, they will click on next. And at this time, we go into Vetter for the first time, and we check what's available. Okay, so we look at all the possibilities in the diary. We then apply a filter depending on the appointment information. Okay, and we give out, the available time slots to the client. So as you can see, there's a 7 days, shown in one go. There's a possibility to go to a date in the future very easily if necessary, or simply to go here with the next week. Okay, in this situation, we will show the availabilities of 2 vets. So the client will screen that, and let's say they will go for 10:30 on Tuesday next week. Okay, they will then come to the next step, which is to provide some personal details. Now, importantly, you might have noted that so far we've only asked the clients to, tap on a few options. Okay, what species do they want to come to? What is the time of the day they want to come to? That sort of thing. They've not had to, type in any information. Okay, so a very comfortable mobile experience. Only at this stage, when they actually have secured a time slot and they want to come, okay, they want to come on Tuesday at 10:30, we ask them to do a little bit of an effort and enter some data. Okay, so we ask for the email address, a phone number, We ask for the first and last name so we can address them properly into the email confirmation. Then we ask for the pet name and the reason for appointment. Okay, and we've noticed that if you ask any more than that, everything that you add on top will decrease the performance of the tool. Okay, and what we do is we really thrive to book as many appointments as possible for you online. So with regard to the reason for appointment, okay, this is a step which, some clients will just put just to say vaccination, for example. Okay, but others will say a lot more. And we take this opportunity to, screen this section and, identify some keywords. Okay, that's done per clinic. Okay, so it can be different from one to another. Okay, but we can have some rules that will say, for example, if I enter SPAY, we will block the booking, process, explain to the client that they seem to be booking an appointment for surgery, okay, and we will not allow them to do so. Okay, now, of course, this may be a SPAY post-op, in which case we will allow them to say, no, this is not for surgery, okay? It is also possible to, put in other keywords, let's say urine, okay, in which case nothing happens on screen, but in the email confirmation, there will be a message that will tell the clients that they should bring a urine sample should their pet suffer from urine problems. Okay? Now, once this is all done, the client will click next and come to the fourth and last stage. So this is the confirmation step where we ask the clients to review what they're about to order, essentially. Okay, so a very typical online booking process. You review what you've just about to order. You agree to the terms of use, which will allow us to use the data for the, basically just sending sort of the email confirmation, and dealing with any problem with the online booking, nothing else. It also allows us to send the information to you in case that client was a new client. And then we confirm the booking. Now, at this stage, we go back into beta. Okay, that's done already. A second time, we check that the appointment that was pre-registered, if you like, is still available, that is not being booked on the phone or online, in the meantime. And we will then place in Vetstoria in real time, the online booking. Okay. Only when this is secure do we confirm that the appointment is booked. Okay. And at this stage, it is all done. Okay. The client is, has done the job. Now, what I can show you is, because I've used my own data.
Julian?
Yep.
Julian, just have a question here I'd like to share.
Sure.
And the question was on the very last screen where it gave reason for appointment.
Yep.
One of the clinics asked, I'll be reading here, would I be able to have this as a drop-down menu option since I have limited reasons for visits, i.e. consultation, hospice, or euthanasia? So in other words, avoiding having the client typing in something. Would that be possible?
Well, that's already done. That's the first step. Okay, so let me just take you back, okay, to the first step of the.
Thank you.
Yeah, so this is appointment information. You select how many pets you bring in. You select the species, okay, let's say a cat, and then the appointment type. Okay, so here we selected if it's a vaccination, an injured pet or anything like this. Okay, and what we can do is that individually for each appointment type, we can say whether the reason for appointment would be optional or not. Okay, so let's assume that in your example, okay, the striking one for me was euthanasia. Okay, so if the client has selected euthanasia, you probably don't want to, ask them too many questions, right? Okay, you know why they're coming down. It's very traumatic, and we want to make the reason for appointment an optional step. Okay, if they want to say something, fine, but if they don't want to, they can go through without filling that in. Okay, so, basically the answer is yes, okay, to that question. We can do it, but we're doing it already in a slightly different way. Is that okay?
Thank you. No, yes.
All right, no worries.
Go ahead,
okay.
Sir.
And so just to wrap it up on the booking process, this is the email confirmation. So I've received this, so that's for Toby, my dog, on Tuesday, January 9th at 10:30. That went straight into my Google Calendar, okay? And I also have sort of an email confirmation, in which, sort of I can give it a little bit more information, yeah? Now, this is fully customizable, per clinic, and you can, change all this. And that actually brings me to the last part of the demonstration, okay, which I'll try to make very quick. And that is the administration platform. Okay, so we give you access to a platform when you can manage everything about the online booking. Okay, so it's quite a rich, platform. There's a lot going on, and I'm not going to go through everything by any means. If you were to set up an account with us, part of the process to create your account will be to give you a demonstration of this platform, and it would take anything between 30 and 60 minutes, depending on the amount of questions that you've got. So I'm not going to bother you with that right now, but just to give you a little bit of a look at it, a bit of a feel, of the platform. And so, just to get back to the question you just, asked, Matt, this is the appointment types, okay, section. Okay, so I go here, and this is the list of the appointment types that are available, okay? And I can add as many as I like. I can delete them as well. I can allocate, specific duration. I can put a specific message to be included in email confirmation, okay? So, let's say for senior wellness exam, I can ask the clients to make sure the pet is on an empty stomach so that we can do a blood test. Okay, we can exclude species so that the appointment type would apply to, if necessary, one species only, and a few other bits and pieces. Okay, so it's a very rich platform. We've got over 80 different customization items. I'm a vet, myself, and I know that, we don't like to be told what we need to do. So what we try to do is to accommodate.
Allow me to laugh. Thank you.
I'll allow you to laugh for once.
Thank you.
but it is the way it is, and we know that when a practice runs and it runs well, what we want to do is to copy what's going on. Okay, so I won't pretend that we can do everything. Okay, but we've set up we will soon be celebrating our 1,000 site, and therefore we have a fair idea about what's necessary to be done. Okay, and I'm comfortable that we can customize every account as necessary. And actually, that would be the right way to finish up this talk. Is I'd like to offer every single one of you sort of a one-to-one demonstration where we can discuss your specific needs, and we can have a call just like this one where I would share my screen, and we'd spend as long as you want to discuss what you need and how we would resolve your problems. So if you think that we could not accommodate one of your scheduling requirements, I'd be happy to discuss that with you and just make sure that, try and show you essentially that we actually can do it. Okay. So, Matt, that's me done. I would be very happy to take some questions. I hope it wasn't too long.
Julian? Sure. Let me read a couple chat questions here.
Yep.
One clinic asks, we have very specific staggered schedule. Each doctor sees 2 rooms that are staggered every 15 minutes for 45-minute appointments. I see. Right now, we have to enter blank appointments to outline the staggered schedule that we fill with actual appointments.
Okay.
And I go ahead. Yes.
So the concept of staggered appointments, okay, is something that we can deal with. So if I understand properly, let's say that a nurse and a technician would see the pet first for the first 15 minutes, and then the vet will see it for the next half hour, something like that. Is that the sort of...
Yeah, it is correct. And Audrey, feel free to unmute yourself and you can speak directly to Julian right now. Is this Audrey from iShine?
Yeah, so if it is that sort of a customization...
I just unmuted you, Audrey, if you would like to. I believe you're from iShine, correct? So feel free to speak if you want to elaborate.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Oh, Audrey can't. She's sharing the office with other people. But she says correct. Yeah, exactly how you described it, Julian.
Okay, no problem.
How they do it.
Yeah, so that is not a rare scenario, okay? And that is a way of working which is very efficient, of course, for everybody involved, including the pet, gets a great care in that situation. So we accommodate that. Now, it is fair to say that that's getting into situations where the exact way in which you deal with this, might stretch our system a little bit. Okay, so I would say that I feel fairly comfortable with the fact that we can deal with your system. However, we would be probably more comfortable if we can do a demo and know exactly how you proceed, maybe have a look at a couple of screenshots of your, sort of scheduling columns in Veta, and then we could confirm exactly that we can provide the system. Okay. Now, it would be fair to say that, let's say we start setting up a system, Matt, and we find out that we actually can't deliver. Okay, that's happened a few times. Well, first of all, we would try to get back to the tech team and make them sort of develop what is necessary to accommodate any new scenario. But we would, of course, just, take it on the chin and move on, if you like. Okay, and we wouldn't, charge anything or anything like that. So there would be no harm in trying. However, in an ideal scenario, we would make sure before we start, to avoid wasting sort of our clients' time, that we would make sure that it actually works. So in that scenario, Audrey, if I got your name properly, I would recommend that we see a couple of screenshots from your scheduling columns, and you can send that to info@vetstoria.com, or maybe Matt will share my personal email address afterwards. That would be fine as well, and we would be very happy to check that out. And my answer is, I think we can do it. I just can't be 100% sure. It depends how it is set up exactly.
Sure. No, thank you, Julian. One other question here. We have another message. One is, if the clinic has multiple locations with different hours and different vets, is the customer given a choice of which location to select?
Sure. Okay. Well, actually, I disabled this, just before the call. Okay, but we can set up, different locations. So let me show you. It's going to be very quick. I can show you exactly what you're going to get. So let me just change this here, like so. Okay. So I'm going to activate a branch. Okay. So it is possible to start the booking process, by the selection of a branch. Okay. So here we've got the New Age Clinic and the Ashford Clinic. And then when you click on one, okay, you get to one process. When you click on the other, you get to another process. Okay, and we can, do those things. Now, if the customization within one account is not sufficient, it is possible to create two accounts and combine them to get the same result as this one. Okay, but with completely different accounts and different setups, if that were to be necessary. I mean, it is rarely necessary, but it happens on occasion. So for that question, I'm happy to say that there would be no problem whatsoever. We'll find a way. And we can use that, by the way, sometime. It's not just a question of having two different sites, but we've got a number of clients that like to, use the branch concept for their pet resort or grooming service or, other activities, maybe first opinion versus, specialist clinic, that sort of thing. So it is possible to set up the accounts in such ways that we can separate it. Yeah.
Oh, great, Julian. I just shared your email address with everyone via chat. Also, you guys all know how, and everyone else, you guys all know how to get a hold of me. So if you forget the email address, just email me, Matt. Hey, put me in touch with Vetstoria, and I'll take it from there. I got to say right now, so just to everyone, I've seen the Vetstoria integration from our end, kind of in beta mode and everything, and only in the last 2 days, because this is very recent, have I been able to see it live. And I was really excited that they were able to work with Common Companion, their Dr. Yonkers clinic in Georgia. I got to tell you, this is some pretty slick stuff. Yes, I'm biased, but I'm very impressed with Vetstoria's ability to personalize the client's needs. And a little bit of history, this went back over 2 years ago. Julian and I met at NAVC, and he was sitting next to me on one of those buses that take you from the conference center to the hotel. And it started from there. And I'm happy, these things, technology and partnerships take time. And after 2 years of, Julian bugging me always at conferences, I got to tell you, this is some really impressive software, and I'm really excited for this to be part of Vetter. So good job, Julian.
Thank you, Matt. And I have to say, this is the small part, this is a small bit part software, but we feel it's a very important one. I mean, we have little doubt that in 5 years, 80% of your appointments will be booked online, and it is quite likely that they will be taken possibly by the client talking to their phone as opposed to typing anything in. And therefore, you will need sort of a solid online booker partner. Okay, if you want to scale up, because your clients won't be waiting. And there are some people that will purchase a pizza simply because the online booking system is better, and they don't care that the pizza is not that good. So we feel that it's an important thing. The team is made of two vets as founders, and we care deeply for the profession, and we'd be very happy to serve you.
So thank you for following up with that. Like I said, I'm really excited about this, and I'm really happy that we can bring this to all of our clients at Vetter. I'm going to ask right now, are there any last questions that anyone may have? If not, I've recorded this. It will be in the customer community. One other announcement that I'm happy to make right now, our QuickBooks integration is going to go live next week. So I know a lot of clients, Vetter clients, have been anxious for that. And I will announce that, of course, with my product update weekly emails. But happy to let everybody know that our QuickBooks integration is in final beta testing and will go live next week. And it should be a great benefit to everyone. But once again, thank you, Julian. Thank you, the team at Vetstoria, for your time and your efforts. And I look forward to growing our partnership.
Thank you,
and
Matt.
Other than that, I wish everybody else a great rest of the day. And Julian, I'll see you in Orlando in a few weeks.
No worries. I'll see you soon. Thank you, Matt.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.